Many of the 42 Grand Home Care employees had been looking after elderly, vulnerable patients at the GHA's John Mackintosh wing for several years now. But when they turned up for work this morning, they were told other carers from different organisations had taken over. The contract is now in the hands of rival company Medoc, after a failed attempt by Unite the Union to extend Grand Home Care's contract by a week in order to iron out the transition of the employees to Medoc.
A very delicate situation whereby we are seeking advice, stakeholders are seeking legal advice as well, and until late last night we didn't know what was going to happen today. Members of Unite have gone this morning to their shift as they would usually do, and they found themselves they hadn't got a post in John Mackintosh wing anymore. Nobody has advised them, neither yesterday nor this morning. What we gather is that one of the stakeholders, in fact the one that was awarded the tender, is going to take on the members, but at the moment we don't know what's actually happening.
I think it's important to highlight the fact, the impact this is having as well towards patients and relatives as well, with a lack of continuity of care. Many of these workers, from a personal aspect, I can tell you for a fact, are excellent professionals. They give a lot of time to our community, right? And I can tell you for a fact, many of them have been working for numerous years with our elderly. You just can't go out there and out of the blue say one company takes over without looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture obviously is the patient as well and the staff. Companies themselves are looking after their own interests at the expense of having a negative impact towards primarily the service user and also the staff.
A spokesperson for Medoc told GBC the company will deliver continuity of care for the GHA patients. The company says some of the carers who have taken over today have been working there as recently as a week ago and are familiar faces who know the patients, their relatives, the systems, routines and procedures.
We are extremely concerned on the welfare of the workers. Even though they have guaranteed jobs, but some of them can find themselves out of a job for a couple of days before another contractor takes them on. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable.
Late this afternoon, Grand Home Care told GBC half of the 42 carers have had their employment terminated today, with the other halves to be terminated by Monday. It claimed the number would have been 28 had the government not transferred a further 14 members of Grand Home Care to the dementia facility with no discussion or warning, in the knowledge that this would mean that another 14 people would lose their jobs. The government says it's entirely confident that Medoc will effect a smooth takeover of the contract at John Mackintosh wing, and on Monday, Health Minister Neil Costa will hold a meeting with Unite and with employees' representatives of Grand Home Care. Workers told me that they've worked hard to provide dementia care tailored to the habits and preferences of each patient there. Notwithstanding verbal assurances from the Chief Minister, workers told me that they've had no formal guarantee of future employment.
Los residentes y nosotros no tenemos que vernos afectados por la decisión que tome el gobierno que esté ahora mismo.
They said they feel very let down. They face an uncertain weekend, but will be hoping for better news on Monday.